Welcome, everybody. This is Yoliza with the Spiritual Women's Empowerment Circle. I am presenting the Inner Child Healing Series as part of our self-love journey for 2025, which is a theme for S.W.E.C. And the Inner Child Healing Series is 5 parts, and today we're going to be going over part 2 of 5. We're going to start with an opening prayer. We're going to recap part 1, go over some acknowledgments and gentle reminders. Then we're going to dive into part 2, which is exploring your inner child through journaling, how to journal through inner child healing, additional healing practices. And then I've also prepared a 3-card pick-a-pile oracle reading regarding what childhood wounds are ready to be acknowledged. We are going to close with gratitude, and then I've compiled a list of resources regarding inner child healing. Okay, so we're going to move right along to our opening prayer. Divine Creator, I call upon your love to surround me as I reconnect with my inner child. I ask for the strength to hold them in love, to listen with compassion, and to heal with grace. Help me release past pain, fear, and sadness, replacing them with peace and joy. I surrender the wounds of my past into your healing light. I release the burdens I have carried since childhood, knowing that I am safe now. Fill the spaces of my heart with love, understanding, and acceptance. Guide me to nurture and care for the child within, bringing them the peace and joy they have always deserved. Help me embrace myself fully, the child I was, the person I am, and the soul I am becoming. Let me walk in love, free from self-judgment and shame. Teach me to be gentle with myself, to honor my needs, and to see the beauty in my journey. May I always remember that I am worthy of love just as I am. I am whole, I am worthy, and I am loved. And so it is. Amen. Alrighty, so we're going to dive into recapping part 1, which was last week. We talked about, you know, we began by exploring the foundation of inner child healing. So, understanding what it is and why it matters. We talked about how our inner child is still present within us, carrying both the joy and the wounds of our past, and how reconnecting with them is the first step toward deep healing. We dove into step 1, connecting with your inner child. So we explored different ways to begin that relationship through letter writing, mirror work, guided meditation, looking at childhood photos, and engaging in joyful activities that bring us back to the childlike state of wonder and play. And as part of that practice, we did an inner child guided meditation, allowing ourselves to meet and sit with our younger selves in a safe, nurturing space. We also worked with affirmations to reprogram the way we speak to ourselves, replacing old narratives with loving compassion. And we then moved into our Pick a Pile Oracle spread, where each of you received an inner child healing oracle card, a crystal aligned with your healing, and a guardian angel message to support your journey. And then also at the end, I did share a list of resources, books, meditations, other tools to help deepen your understanding and support your healing outside of our time together. So for the most part, the structure will remain the same for this series. It'll consist of uh, this kind of layout. The Oracle spread turned out to just it called for some additional cards from different piles that I didn't do for the first part. So this pick a pile has, like, if you want to call it, some bonus cards, which I think is pretty awesome. But I think that also too, it's very personal message. So I invite you to, when we get to that part, just really hone in on the energies that you see from the images. And, if it resonates for you, I think that there's further healing that you'll be able to accomplish throughout this series. If it does not resonate, please don't force it. You may not be ready to move forward with this part of healing on your journey, and that's okay. But I just wanted to point that out because it is going to be changing. Things can change. And I just wanted you all to be aware of that, that healing is a journey and it's something that, we don't know what's gonna come at us. And, once we open up that, I want to say can of worms, but once we start digging deeper and things start to resurface, it is a very gradual process. So that's exactly why I wanted to, give you the acknowledgments and reminders because this is something that's very, very um, near and dear to our hearts as individuals, right? And I want you to understand that this is something that once you embark on this journey, I mean, beautiful rewards at the end, but it is a journey. So emotional release and vulnerability. Healing your inner child requires allowing yourself to feel. Many of us were taught to suppress emotions, but true healing happens when we acknowledge them. If sadness, anger, or grief arises, remind yourself that it is safe to feel. These emotions are your inner child's way of communicating with you. Approach with love and compassion. When communicating with your inner child, approach them with the same love and understanding you would offer a young child in your life today, whether it's your own child, a niece, nephew, or younger sibling. Treat yourself with that same level of patience, kindness, and support. The importance of emotional release. So, healing requires acknowledging and feeling emotions you may have suppressed. It is safe to feel sadness, anger, disappointment, or grief. These emotions are messages from your inner child, revealing areas where healing is needed. Bottling them up only delays the process. When emotions arise, allow them to flow freely, whether through crying, journaling, or speaking them out loud. Understanding the depth of inner child work. This journey may bring up difficult memories, especially if you experience trauma or emotional neglect. Some wounds may have remained unprocessed for years. Inner child work isn't always easy, but it is transformative. If past trauma resurfaces, working with a therapist or healer can provide additional guidance and support. When you speak to your inner child, it is crucial to approach them in a caring and loving way. Validate your inner child's struggles and the pain they felt. Show them empathy and tell them what you wish you could have heard back then. Additionally, you'll want to work towards treating yourself with the same love and understanding that you would give to your child self or a kid in your life now, such as a son, daughter, niece, nephew, or cousin. This may help put things in perspective for you. You have the power to choose to feel your emotions. Remind yourself that it is safe and healthy to feel and express these emotions. Allow yourself to feel angry, sad, or cry. Keeping your feelings bottled up will do you no good. If you truly want to heal your inner child, you have to allow yourself to feel any and all emotions that pop up. Alrighty, so we're going to dive into part two, which is exploring your inner child through journaling. Journaling is a powerful tool to access memories, emotions, and patterns that may still be affecting you. Writing allows you to give your inner child a voice while also gaining insight into how your past shapes your present. A great place to start is to identify childhood memories and key events in your life where your younger self felt scared, unsafe, invalidated, or unloved. Make a timeline or a list of these events to reference. This will show you the hard times and emotional responses you might have suppressed or never fully addressed. I invite you to reflect on them and the feelings that these events resulted in. Connect with your inner child at the time of the traumatic event. How did they feel in this moment and after it? What emotions came up? What beliefs did they have? Did the grown-ups in their life react inappropriately? From here, you can work to understand how these events affected you, see the significance of them, and realize how they've stuck with you for all these years. So, how to journal through inner child healing. You can start by making a timeline and writing down childhood events and what stands out. So, for example, major events from different stages of your life, such as, or your childhood, excuse me, such as ages 0 to 5, 6 to 10, 11 to 15, etc. You want to identify moments that may have led to feelings of fear, abandonment, shame, or rejection. Recognizing these patterns can help you understand where healing is needed. So once you've created your timeline of childhood events, you want to identify any emotional triggers. Were there moments where you felt unloved, ignored, or unsafe? And then describe your feelings. Instead of just writing what happened, write about how it made you feel. And then also talking to your inner child. So you can write a conversation between you and your younger self. So, like a dialogue. What would they say to you, and what would you say back? I've also created some journaling prompts to explore your inner child. So, what childhood memories stand out as moments where I felt alone, scared, or unseen? How did I cope with difficult emotions as a child? Do I still use those coping mechanisms today? What are some of the happiest moments I remember from childhood? And how can I bring more of that joy into my life now? What are three things I wish I could tell my younger self? How did the adults in my life react when I expressed emotions? How has this shaped the way I process emotions now? What is one moment from childhood where I felt misunderstood or alone? How did that experience shape the way I see myself today? Okay. This is a form of journaling as well as expressive journaling methods. So, dialogue writing is a method, and you write a conversation between your present self and your inner child. So, you want to write from the perspective of both your inner child and your current self. How does the younger version interpret the events, and what wisdom does the present day you have to offer them? There's also art journaling, draw, paint, or collage to express feelings that may be difficult to put into words. And then there's stream of consciousness writing. Set a timer and write freely about a memory without overthinking. And then to get you started, there's some questions that you can ask yourself. So, what is one memory from childhood that still feels unresolved? What is something I was told as a child that still affects me today? How did the adults in my life respond when I expressed emotions? And if my inner child could ask me for one thing, what would it be? Now, this process can bring up a lot, so please be gentle with yourself. If it feels like it's too much, you can take breaks, come back to it. You don't have to heal everything at once. So please, you know, give yourself grace and be gentle with yourself. There's some additional healing practices that I wanted to go over. There's a mini challenge. You can write a letter to your inner child as if you were their guardian angel, providing guidance and comfort. So, writing a letter to your younger self from the perspective of you being their guardian angel. There's several meditations that you can find for free, like on YouTube. You can create your own meditation as well if you want to record yourself. If there's some sort of like recording device, like audio and or video, and then create your own meditation or just visualization, or just finding a guided meditation online. You can do that as well. So you want to make sure that it's a meditation that's focused on revisiting a childhood memory with a new loving perspective. There is an activity as well for those of you that are comfortable with bringing interaction with this part of your healing. It is a group exercise. You can partner up and share one childhood experience, then offer each other affirmations as if speaking to the inner child. So I thought that was pretty neat. And then affirmations. I picked a few of these. I nurture and protect my inner child with love and kindness. I release the pain of my past and embrace healing and joy. With each breath, I soothe and heal my inner child. Wonderful. All right. So now this is where I am going to kind of let it ride a little bit before we actually go into each pile. I did meditate and pray on the cards prior to pulling the cards. And as I do these more often, the formation or the structure may change. But I will say that I did incorporate my dice now. It's one dice. One of the dice have the houses. So clearly, on the screen, you can see the first tile. That's the dice that came out for it, the die that came out for it. So it was the houses. So the second house came out with pile one. I don't know if that has any bearing on what you're using to choose your pile. However, the second house is the house of finance. And its ruling sign is Taurus. If that helps you at all. And then you can see a little bit of the image in the background, but there's a small meditation drum with the drum stick there. And so if that has any relevance or significance to you in terms of which pile to pick, that can be helpful. Each of these piles have an inner child healing oracle card. Each of them have one. Pile one has two healing crystal cards and one guardian angel message. Then pile two actually is here, let me make sure. Yes, that is right. Two healing cards. Then pile two got the zodiac die. So it's on Cancer, as you can see. So the sign of Cancer can be significant to you. And then it has one inner child healing oracle card. It has one healing crystal card. We have one guardian angel message. And then I felt very much called to an oracle deck that I have that's called Feminine Wisdom. Okay. There's one card from there. And then I was also called to pull from another deck that I have, and it's regarding confessions. And the question I asked is, what does uh, what is the higher self trying to communicate to pile two? So, in essence, what is your higher self trying to communicate to you, pile two? So, the little tree of life with the different color chakras is the little image that you can see in the back there. Um, and if this falls to you, then um, I hope that's helpful in terms of knowing which card to pick or which pile to pick. Our third pile also had some additional cards. There's one inner child healing oracle card. And then this one has one healing crystal card. And then this one actually had three guardian angel messages that came out. And then I was called to pull from the wisdom of the oracle. And there's one message, one card that came out for that. And then that one also, the die that came out for that one, as you can see in the picture, is the true node or the north node. The north node at this time, I believe, is in Pisces. The north and south nodes are they transit every 18 months. So we recently just had this transit happen from, they always go retrograde, and the north node just moved from Aries into Pisces. And so the south node, I believe, went from Libra into Virgo. So and that's a little sound healing bowl that's for pile number three as well. So yeah, that's a lot of information, but that should have given sufficient time for you to decide whether you want pile one, pile two, pile three. If you feel called to all three of them, great. If there's one in particular, then you can fast forward. So we're going to start with pile one. All right. So pile one, you got card number 22, and that is from the Inner Child Oracle deck. So number two can be of significance for you. And then the image there, I love like the little birds and the nature, it's like such a connection with nature. It's very much standing in your power, very much. And then I love that. Give yourself permission to feel it. So card number 22 says, let it come forth. And then I'm going to actually read the message from the book. Many things occur in life that we may be unable to process, and most, if not all, of these unprocessed events and emotions can be stored inside of us. If you have pulled this card, then it might mean there is repressed emotion, memory, or aspect of the self that is hindering you in your current situation. As repressed emotions can subconsciously fuel many of our behaviors and interactions within the world, it can be beneficial to explore this. There's a responsive journaling prompt that says, ask yourself if there is anything that needs to be spoken aloud and released. Write down what comes forward, write down what comes forth, observing it without judgment, and proceed to speak aloud what needs to be spoken. So, right away, when I got this message, keep in mind that you also got the second house, which is the house of finances, where it states, memories or aspect of the self that is hindering you in your current situation. So right away, I thought of there's could be some sort of limiting beliefs around money, abundance, what it is. I'm not sure if there was some sort of upbringing in poverty. If you've currently, gone through a very, very drastic financial change in your life. But it seems that whatever it is, it's hindering you from moving forward towards your abundance. And it could be, an inner child, maybe you grew up, like I was saying, in poverty or, barely making ends meet or seeing your guardian struggle. Um, it could be that, or it could be vice versa. Maybe you had everything growing up and then now you're in a place of like, of lack. Either way, I do think that having, lack mentality is going to be the first place that you want to start to try to change that mentality. Kind of deprogram whatever limiting beliefs that you have, especially around finances, around wealth, around abundance, around money, and create a new relationship with money as you are today. You know, just that second house energy is really loud for me. And then this is further confirming that. So oh, and then I also did pull from the Angel of Abundance deck, which you can see in the bottom right-hand corner, the power of prayer. And the card that you got was that one. It says, give this situation to God for uplifting and healing, and be open to miracles. Heaven's unlimited resources, love, and answers are awaiting your prayers. Be sure to act upon the divine guidance God gives to you in response to your prayers. So that's really important there. Be sure to act upon the divine guidance God gives to you in response to your prayers. So you want to remove any blockages. You want to be open to receive these blessings, these miracles, this abundance, wealth. And, you know, like I was stating before, with any type of limiting beliefs or um, lack mentality, you're not going to be able to see all of the, heaven's unlimited resources, love, and the answers that you are praying for. You may not be able to recognize them if you're in a state of or in a mind state of lack. Okay, so that's going to be very important. Um, I also pulled a guardian angel message for you, and the one that you got is invitation. We, your guardian angels, ask you to invite us into your heart. Talk to us at any time. Share with us your fears and concerns, as well as your joys and pleasures. There is no need to be formal, for we have known you since before the dawn of time. In fact, we know you better than you know yourself, and we love you just as you are. Beautiful. So I do have two healing crystals here, and one of them is lepidolite. It focuses on the heart and crown chakras. The zodiacs related to this crystal is Libra, Pisces, and Capricorn. The element is water. In numerology, it correlates with the number 8. The planet is Jupiter. The planets are Jupiter and Neptune. The physical healing properties of this crystal, it reduces the harmful side effects of electromagnetic pollution. aids in helping you fall asleep at night, reduces problems associated with Alzheimer's, be beneficial to children with hyperactivity or ADHD. The mental and emotional healing properties releases stress and relieves feelings of depression, aids in overcoming emotional or mental dependency, brings in good luck and dispels negativity, prevents extreme emotional shifts. And the spiritual healing properties, it encourages release of identification with the ego. I think that's huge. I think that's huge with this overall message because of there's something blocking your abundance, and it goes back to childhood. So pile one, the question is, what childhood wounds are ready to be acknowledged? What childhood wounds are ready to be acknowledged? And I think it's going to be important for you to take a look at, you know, how maybe you correlated your financial status with your self-worth, perhaps, or the traumas and wounds inflicted from childhood because of maybe a lack of finances or financial stability. So pile one, this is very much related to your finances growing up, and possibly where you're at now. And, the mhm, the mentality of it is what's blocking further abundance, further blessings and miracles. So the spiritual healing properties of lepidolite, it helps you open up neural pathways in the brain. It keeps balance between the ethereal and the physical, and it helps us broaden our perspective. The affirmation says, I am emotionally balanced and filled with inner peace. And then you got a second one, a second healing crystal, which is the green opal. It's correlated with the heart, Cancer, Pisces, and Scorpio, earth and water elements. In numerology, the number 8 and the planet Earth. The physical healing properties, it helps to cool a fever and infections, improves your memory function. It can improve the immune system, and it can help in detoxification. The mental and emotional healing properties, it assists in strengthening all types of relationships. It helps you prepare for change and new beginnings, liberates you from fear, guilt, or shame, strengthens the desire to live. Spiritual healing properties, enhances the cosmic consciousness, stimulates originality and creativity, helps to express the true self, and helps you understand your own potential. So again, that's really big in terms of the message, the overall message that we're getting for power number one, what childhood wounds are ready to be acknowledged. For the mental and emotional healing properties of green opal, it does state liberates you from fear, guilt, or shame. So I think that, and this affirmation says, I am connected to the endless abundance of the universe. When you affirm it, you are putting that out into existence. You're putting that positive energy into the universe. And in turn, you need to be open to receive that, right? So it's going to be really important for you to dig in, release that fear, release any guilt associated or shame associated around money. I'm not sure what type of upbringing or things you were told as a child. Maybe it's caused you, to have these type of feelings around money and, you know, earning it, getting it, maintaining it, spending it, saving it, donating it, loaning it, what it, however this resonates for you. Pile one, your childhood wounds that are ready to be acknowledged are around finances and abundance and money. Okay. So I really hope that this resonated with you. And yeah, we're going to move on to pile number two. All right, pile two. Pile two had from the Inner Child Healing Oracle deck, you got card number 39. All right, so we're going to go into 39. Uh-oh, I went too far. All right, 39. You are wanted. Abandonment is a wound that many of us carry. It is a tender place within us that mourns at the prospect of rejection. Such a sweet heart beats within those who have experienced the pain of being unwanted. Be gentle with yourself in the presence of this pain. At our core, we all crave connection and to be drawn into the embrace of a beloved soul. This journaling prompt says, how does your inner child feel after hearing that you will never leave them? Do they feel loved and seen? Is there anything that they need at this moment? So you are wanted, pile two. It does state there is a home waiting within. And the abandonment wound, there's a great book um, that we actually did as a book club for SWEC, and it's called Heal Your Wounds and Find Your True Self. And it's by Lisa Burble. I I might be messing up her name, but I believe it's also in the resources list if I'm not mistaken. But it talks about the five major wounds and the masks that we wear to disguise those wounds. And the abandonment wound is one of the ones that is in there. So I highly recommend that book if you chose this pile or if this information is resonating with you in terms of your worthiness and abandonment wounds. Um, but this is what made me choose from the Divine Feminine Wisdom Oracle deck, which is that card right there that you can see. She's got like butterfly wings behind her. She's got her arms up. She's like in a yoga pose. And I thought that that was very beautiful. And it just needed, it sounded like pile two needed some confirmation. Um, and I cannot see, I think it's number 12. Yes. So the card number for the Feminine Wisdom Oracle deck is number 12. So number 12 can be of significance. And this is pile two. So 22. I think card one was 22. But if you were drawn to pile one, and you didn't watch it, I can recommend for you to go back to pile one and just see if maybe that message, there's something in there that might resonate for you. So, card number 12 is healing, restoring back to health. Put your hand over your heart. Which area of your life hurts the most at the moment? This card invites you to heal your deeply buried wounds and traumas you have been through in the past that are somehow finding their way to the surface over and over again. Your inner child needs protection and love more than anything right now. Learn about the healing process and take the required steps. Shower yourself with love and empathy so you can finally heal the broken pieces of your heart. Your affirmation says, I am worthy of love. You absolutely are, pal, too. We all are. Um, and this really resonated with me as well. Obviously, like I mentioned in the very beginning, the theme for SWEC for 2025 is self-love. And the journey of it all. From one day to the next, it's not going to change everything, but absolutely small steps will definitely get us to a place of self self-love, self-worth, self-respect. And so when I pulled that card, I asked what your higher self wants to say to you, pile two. And your higher self says soon, our reunion is imminent, and I am doing what I can to be ready for you. I am working hard on myself to be a better provider for you. I hear your call for me and coming back to you. This is my promise to you that soon we will reunite again. I miss you. Your eyes, your smile, your voice, your scent, your touch. I am missing everything. Remember how we have connected physically over our lifetimes together. My love for you is boundless and unconditional. I miss you being next to me. Wherever I go, I search for you everywhere. Faith. I have faith and hope in our connection and in us. I know you have been brought into my life for a reason, and it's bigger than both of us. I know that we are destined to be together and have faith on God that they will find the way for us and follow your bliss. I feel good when I know you are happy. Do something that you enjoyed today. Feelings of joy and hope will bring us closer on our journey and will put you at ease. I love all of these messages, but that very last one, follow your bliss. Um, Feelings of joy and hope will bring us closer on our journey and will put you at ease. And so keep in mind, these are messages from your higher self. So your higher self misses you. Your higher self has faith that you two will reunite soon. And it's asking you the way that you do that is to follow your bliss. What makes you happy? Show yourself love. Take yourself out on a date. Practice self care. You know, ground yourself and recenter yourself and remove the distractions. I'm getting now actually removing distractions is going to be a big part of your healing journey. It seems that, and for whomever this message is for, it just seems that there's a lot of distractions, almost like escapism, avoidism, in trying to move away from what really needs to have your attention. Keep in mind also that the die that came out was the Cancer, the sign of Cancer. Cancer is very, it's a water sign, very nurturing sign. And so, it sounds like your inner child needs mothering, needs nurturing. And, I know that it sounds like you might need it as well as an adult. But I believe if you start with your inner child, I think that letting go of those repressed emotions or affirming and asserting your inner child that everything is okay, and starting to heal that part of you will pour over into your current status now as an adult. Um, but you do have to start somewhere. And your prayer, your guardian angel is saying, well, it's actually a prayer to your guardian angel. So if you're needing, additional assistance or, additional reinforcements, here's a prayer for you. Dear guardian angel, help me to believe that all is possible through love. Help me manifest my dreams and live an inspiring and fulfilling life. Help me to feel God's presence in every moment. Help me feel eternally loved. Thank you for being always by my side. You are eternally loved. You are unconditionally loved by God. And I think that, yeah, I think there's a lot to be done, pile two, as far as your journey. But I think if you continue to listen to your higher self and form a relationship or a stronger relationship or a new relationship with God, with source, with spirit, with the universe, however you refer to the higher being, the higher consciousness, the divine consciousness. I think that that would be a great starting point between your higher self and God and your inner child. So, your healing crystal is the serpentine, which refers to the crown and heart chakras, Gemini and Scorpio. Seeing that just made me think of Gemini, the power of duality. So getting in touch with your feminine and masculine and just trying to balance the two for a more harmonious experience. That brings me back to what I said earlier about what whomever needed to hear that message regarding escapism and avoidism. I don't know if you're putting too much on your plate to try to avoid what's really needs to get done or really needs healing. But that just made me feel like there's a lot of maybe masculine energy trying to mask the, the part of the feminine that kind of wants to, is almost like screaming for balance, and for healing. When I just seen that Gemini, it just reminded me of that. So, practice yin and yang, um, I guess balancing of the energies. Masculine energies is very action oriented. Feminine energy is more of a receptive mode. And it could be the other way around for you. Just take it how it resonates. Maybe you may be too much in the feminine energy and not enough of action on your end, um, on your part. So take it how it resonates. I know that with the Cancer zodiac, Cancerian energy that came out on the die. That is a very nurturing energy. You know, it's cup energy, it's water energy. And so maybe some of you need to reconnect with nature, like maybe visiting a body of water, maybe drinking more water, manifesting with water, perhaps, just finding ways to balance your masculine and your feminine energies. Okay. So for the serpentine, the physical healing properties are said to aid longevity, detoxifies the blood and the body, it treats hypoglycemia and diabetes. It aids in the absorption of calcium and magnesium. And then the mental and emotional healing properties, it corrects mental and emotional imbalances, relieves emotional tension, eliminates negative energy, engenders a sense of being protected. And then the spiritual healing properties, helpful for meditation, helps to regain memory of past lives. It can open psychic abilities, and it assists in discovering spiritual harmony. Your affirmation is I forgive and release the past. Beautiful message. Alrighty. We are going to move along to pile number three. All right. Pile number three got the true node or the north node die. Okay. So North Node is currently in Pisces. It just transited from Aries. North nodes change signs every 18 months. And so the North Node was in Aries for about 18 months. And I believe it just went retrograde into Pisces. I want to say in December, like November, December, or was it January already? It hasn't been very long at all. But yeah, so your north node is what you're moving towards, right? So north node, very spiritual in nature. It does encompass a little bit of all of the signs. And then also very karmic energy, very spiritual in nature. And Pisces is also a water sign. So Pisces can be of relevance to you if you pick this pile. Um, and so, okay, the North Node is the future, lessons that must be learned, fear of the unknown, destiny, and the path forward. Okay, with this one, your child, inner child healing card was let's see, I think, yeah, number 17. Go on an adventure. That's a pretty cool imagery, too. Today is the day to try something daring. All right, so number 17 can be significant, pile three. The number eight, if you take 7 plus 1, reduce it, simplifies to the number eight. August could be significant. Let me see, what else? Pisces, I said, because of the North Node. Okay. All right, let's get into the message for go on an adventure. To go on an adventure is to awaken the explorer within. There is much joy to be had in adopting the spirit of exploration, even for a day. As children, life was a remarkable journey into the unknown, and remembering that excitement can help bring our joyful inner child to the surface. If you pull this card, then it may be time to try something new today. They do have a playfulness exercise here. It says practice living in the moment and do something spontaneous. It does not have to be a big something, only a new something. And don't worry if the details are not perfectly planned. Some of the best memories can be made when you least expect them. Go on an adventure, either big or small, and do not let apprehension keep you from exploring. Apprehension will fade, but the wonder that is to be found will surely not. No, if you have anxiety around this exercise, please do something that feels adventurous but not overwhelming, such as reading a new book or trying a new dish at your favorite restaurant. Be gentle with yourself and know that you will find your own beautiful, wonderful adventure that is just for you. The responsive journaling prompt says, what emotions does the idea of adventure bring up in you? Is it something you believe you are capable of or will enjoy? How does your inner child feel about the idea of an adventure? I think that's what made me pull from the Wisdom of the Oracle card deck too, which came up number 38. Now, 38 reduces to master number 11. 11 is a master number, so it doesn't reduce down to two. You can, for purposes of seeing how this may resonate, especially that we got twos in pile one and two. So if you were, if you resonated with pile two or pile one, I would recommend to go back to both of those piles and see if there's a message in there for you. Also um, to make a note of the fact that this card did come out in the reverse. With the Wisdom of the Oracle deck, there is a protection message that comes associated when the card comes out reverse. I don't typically read reversals unless there's particularly like a protection message or if I'm called to do so. In this case, the card did come out in reverse, so I'm going to be reading the Oracle message as well as the protection message for this card. So number 38 is to be fair. All right, so the Oracle's message says life offers experiences that are challenging and experiences that are nourishing. Yet over time, they strike a balance. You move from being from stasis to doing from discovering to loving to letting go to being again. Mm. Life is a pendulum swinging between all of these states. You will always oscillate back and forth between doing and being. If you are not content with where you are at this moment, remember that all experiences have their place. Accept them without judgment, and you will see how the universe adjusts in perfect balance. You reap what you sow. For every cause, there is an effect. Wondrous things will be revealed now. So, I don't know. I feel like there's going to be something that opens up, some type of portal within you that opens up, going on an adventure, trying something new, even if you do something that's not as adventurous, or risky, or, however you want to look at it. If it's, for example, like reading a new book or trying a new recipe, I think that in regards to what childhood wounds are ready to be acknowledged, it could be that. It could be letting go of fear and going on an adventure, something that you've always wanted to do. Maybe it is a childhood dream of yours that you had, and you haven't had the opportunity or the motivation or the resources available to be able to explore this idea more. It could be just a suppressed childhood dream that you think, no, yeah, right, maybe I can never do that. I have a family, I have a job, I have to work, so many hours a week. I think that it's important that you take this time out, pile three, and do something for you. Do something for you that's new to you. Do something to you that could even be nostalgic to you. That brings up this childhood memory of if it resonates for you that it's something from your from your childhood that you've kind of suppressed in terms of like a childhood dream or something that you really wanted to do since you were a kid and just life be lifing, and you might have not been able to tap into that or connect back to that. I would definitely say go ahead and tap it back into that. I think that the chances of you being able to unfold that new chapter for you is going to be very, very likely, with the help of source. And, jumping ahead a little bit, but your guardian angel messages are trust, oneness, and creativity. This is something that you're meant to do. This is something that you are meant to do. This is something that, yeah, it may have taken X amount of years or however much time to actually be able to, start anew and really develop, but it's here. The opportunity is here. The opportunity is now, and it's yours if you want it. And so, okay, it does say Wondrous things will be revealed now. Okay, now the protection message says injustice and inequity are part of life, but they do not have to define your experience. This is a time when you may observe an injustice righted and fairly redressed. Perhaps you come to the rescue of someone else or are called to answer for a personal slight. You will be amazed by the sense of power that surges through you when you stand up for yourself and others. This card also indicates a good time to advocate for others who are less fortunate. Choose your cause and commit to it because you can make a difference. One thing is for certain, if fairness is your intention, the situation will be resolved for the highest good of all concerned through acts of kindness, empathy, and courage. Very Aquarian energy I'm getting from here. Um, and Pluto did just move into Aquarius. So Pluto takes, I want to say roughly 15 to 20 years, 18 years maybe, or something like that in each sign. And it moved from Capricorn, which it had been in for 15 years, and it just moved into Aquarius a few months ago. So this just gave me very much Aquarian energy. This is something that you wanted to do for quite some time. Pile three, a dream of yours, and it's very, very Aquarian. Like it's innovative, it's new, it's community driven, it's humanity, like humanitarian it's something where you are shedding your light, where you are a beacon of light, where you are standing in your truth, where you are fighting for what is right. I'm getting the justice part in my mind. It's very much this is your passion. This is what you desire. And it's like your inner child is like wanting to be wanting to be a part of that, wanting to reignite that passion that you felt as a child, now as an adult. And it seems like there may be, some blockages at this time or things that may be impeding you to move forward with this. It sounds like it's going to be a pretty drastic change. Um, and, so I definitely understand the hesitation on your part, but Source is saying it is time. It is time and you will be supported. That's going to lead me right into your guardian angel messages. Trust. You are looking at a situation from a purely physical perspective, and therefore you cannot see the bigger picture and the blessings interwoven within this event. We, your angels, urge you to trust, for all will work out in the best way possible. Let go of your fear and apprehension and allow God's healing energy to flow to you. Trust, for all will heal in ways you never thought possible. Oneness. Someone you dearly miss is forever present in your heart. Oh, wow. Remember, dearest one, that even though there has been a physical parting, spiritually, those we love never leave us. Creation is eternal. Nothing is ever truly missing, for all is interconnected and ultimately one. That's a beautiful message. And, setting so much love and light to you for those of you that have lost someone, pile three, or if you're just listening to this message, um, it's maybe it's tied into that, whatever this, maybe it's something that you're doing for a cause in memory of someone. Um, you know, whatever this is very near and dear to your heart. And there are certain things that life has thrown at you that have caused you to not be able to move forward with this. But now is the time. And you need to trust that. You need to let go of your fear. You need to go of any apprehensions, hesitations that you may have, and just allow God to, you know, flow his energy towards you, his healing energy. Um, yeah, wow. And here's your last message. You got creativity. So creativity. Your angelic messengers, your angelic messengers are here to help unleash the endless creative potential that you possess. That's further confirmation there. You have the fire, the desire, the passion, the drive. You have it in you and it's ready to be unleashed. It says, listen to the whispers of love inside your heart as we communicate with you through feeling and emotion. Let go of fear and apprehension and express the endless source of creativity you possess. Have fun and allow the inner child within you to express your true essence. All is valid. I know that's right. That's such a confirmation. Wow. And the synchronicity between this creativity card and also the trust card. I mean, this whole thing, everything, all the messages are very much tying in together. This is your time. This is your time. And I love how it refers to the inner child. It says, have fun and allow the inner child within you to express your true essence. Yeah, this is something from a long from childhood that is just waiting to burst out of you. And I think you have it in you. And I definitely believe in you, Pal 3. And wow, I wish you so much luck with that. There is a spiritual, excuse me, there is a healing crystal that can help, which is the Udea. I might be pronouncing that wrong, but the picture is up there. You can see it. It's associated with the root and heart chakra. The root chakra is our security, it's our stability, it's our feeling of oneness with nature, it's our feeling of groundedness, it's our centering piece. And you may want to focus on your root chakra so that you could feel that security. The lower three chakras are really going to be your essence at this time to move forward. Your root for your stability, for grounding, um, your sacral chakra for your creativity, and your plexus chakra for your confidence. You can do this, Pal 3. You can do this. Wow, so powerful. The zodiac signs associated with this crystal are Aries. Aries is the first zodiac sign on the zodiacal wheel. So this is a new beginning for you. It's a new beginning for you. And Virgo, the South Node is in Virgo right now. So, and it's going to be there for the next 18 months or so, a little bit less than that because it's been a few months. But I think, yeah, that's going to be, I'm not much of an astrologer, but I do, follow a few astrologers. So I do gain some information from them. I have some astrology books. I don't know if that might be a route that you may want to see, just to see how the planetary alignments are working with your current energies, right? Um, Numerology, you got number 3. Oh, and you picked pile 3. Cool. And then the planet Earth. Now, the physical healing properties of this crystal are thought to help with heart disease, assist with bones and the skeletal system. Its powerful energy can increase your pulse, and it increases the libido and advocates for sexual health. So immediately I'm being called. I don't know if this new chapter of your life has anything to do with advocating for like sexual abuse victims or heart disease victims. I don't know. Yeah, it's maybe it's something like that. Like maybe you lost someone, near and dear to you to heart disease when you were a kid, and I'm gonna do something about this. Or, my dad smoked cigarettes for years, and I remember as a kid, I used to beg him to stop. And I was like, when I get older, I'm gonna advocate for, um, making cigarettes illegal. Like it's literally killing people. Um, it maybe it's something like that. Obviously it's no comparison to whatever it is that you're going through. What I'm saying is it's something that is very near and dear to your heart, and it could be something physical, some sort of physical ailment or some sort of physical trauma, and you're wanting to, you know, stand up for that and advocate for that. Yeah, that's wonderful. Your mental and emotional healing properties for this crystal are it encourages us to honor ourselves and our aspirations. Again, this message is so strong, pile 3, very synchronized. It balances one's inner emotions with eternal experiences. It is helpful for learning to trust oneself and others. It increases one's personal power in relationships. And the spiritual healing properties, it brings one's dreams and inspirations to life. It helps us see our worth, our worthiness through the eyes of the divine. It encourages us to nurture ourselves with healing self-love, and it enhances our vitality and life force. You have a beautiful affirmation that says, I am the embodiment of love, and I walk my life with clarity and purpose. That is absolutely beautiful. Why, thank you for joining me for the pickup piles. And I really hope that those messages resonated with you. I do want to take a moment to thank each and every one of you for showing up and for yourselves, for your inner child, and for this sacred place that we've shared together. Doing this kind of work is not always easy. It does take courage to look within and to feel deeply and to hold space for the parts of ourselves that we have longed to be seen. But you all did that today, and that is something to honor and be proud of. I do also want to add, I am on this journey with you as well. So, and as I learn, I pass the information along, and I'm learning and passing it along, learning, passing it along, healing and helping others heal. Um, Healing is not about perfection, it's about showing up, one moment at a time with love and patience for yourself. Your inner child doesn't need you to be perfect, they just need you to be present. They want to feel acknowledged, they want to feel connected. And by being here today, you have already taken a powerful step toward deeper self love and wholeness. So, from my heart to yours, thank you for allowing me to hold the space with you. I thank you for your openness and your vulnerability and your trust. May you continue to walk this path with kindness for yourself, knowing that you are worthy of the love, care, and healing that you seek. And remember that you are never alone on this journey. We are all walking each other home. I am going to include a list of inner child healing resources for you to discover. I hope it does help and it serves your highest good. With love and gratitude, I thank you, and I'll see you next Sunday for part 3.